So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my background, my journey through education and my career, share a little bit about some key influences in my life, and talk about some life lessons and then how I'm looking towards the future. I was born and raised in Urbana, Ohio, in Champaign County, which is not Urbana-Champaign. You can see there, when I lived in Illinois for a few years, that was mind-blowing to people. Both sides of my family had our family reunions there. My mom and dad up in the top left. Brett and Sean Scott, biracial couple in the 70s in Urbana, Ohio, gave birth to my sister when they were 19. So a little bit more about my family. My mother is a daughter of a small business owner. She has two sisters. My father was raised by a single mother with 5 siblings. I have one sibling, Nicole, and my dad worked swing shift at a paper mill for the majority of my life. Eventually he did work his way up into supervision. My mom worked in the family business, retail, fast food. She just kind of did what she could. So when I'm not here, I'm a father, husband, son, and brother. You can see my wife and my 2 kids at the Titan football game there. My parents and I out at Waverly and Menasha, and then my sister Nicole, and obviously Nora and Ezra, which are my world. Started off in high school. So high school, I was a 3-sport athlete. I went to high school in a castle, which is pretty cool. I mean, many people could say that. I was fairly successful without a lot of effort. So I was a 3.0 student, never really had to study, kind of got everything done in the classroom or between classes or study halls. And that ended up impacting my first year of college significantly. So as a first generation college student, I didn't have any study skills. And when I was looking for colleges, I was primarily focused on intercollegiate athletics. So where do I want to go play football? And decided to play D3 football at Ohio Northern University. Showed up on campus early. Football was going great, and then classes started. And I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life, where I was going. And I was basically a picture of that street sign right there. Everything was going in different directions, and I had no clue where I wanted to be or what I wanted to do. And promptly was issued a shiny certificate of failure. Sent me home to move in with my parents, went to a community college for 2 years. I carried a 4.0, it was a lot like high school, you know, I could get everything done in between classes. We called it Clark High, so it was just like high school with ashtrays on the front. So completed all my gen eds, and I was able to dig out from the hole. So my GPA was high enough for me to transfer to Ohio State at that point. And I put this picture on here because when I got there, I felt like a kid running through the sprinklers in the summertime. You know, it was like everything was finally good. And I got involved with the Sport Management Association and started working at the rec center there. Opportunities came through as an undergrad, moved from the sports shop equipment desk to the front desk. And the director at the time always told me that there's no such thing as luck. Luck is just when preparation meets opportunity. So one of the directors on staff offered me an opportunity to be a graduate administrative assistant for intramural sports, and I jumped all over it. Grad school was not something that I had considered really up until that point, and I was really taken back by the offer. That meant studying for the GRE and getting accepted into the sport management program at Ohio State. So that was a challenging month for me, but everything came together, and I accepted the GA position and worked there for 2 years. About a month before graduation, I was offered the opportunity to work at Southern Illinois University Edwardsville as their intramural sports coordinator. And I was there for 5 years. I had a girlfriend at the time, and I told her, I said, I gotta go to Illinois, you can come if you want. She said, I'm going. And I said, I gotta marry this girl. So that's kind of what happened. We got married when we lived in Illinois, had our first child, and then 5 years later relocated to Chicago, which was one of the most challenging moves I've made in my life. Relocating with a family, 2 dogs to the big city was definitely a challenge, and it was a challenging place to work. And that's the first time where I really experienced significant imposter syndrome. Throughout my career, I've heard people say behind my back and to my face that I was an affirmative action hire, not qualified for the job. And the same thing happened at UIC, and working through that imposter syndrome and learning the ins and outs of that organization really prepared me to apply for this job here. So now as the director of student rec here at UWO, I feel like I finally met my long-term career goal. When I entered graduate school at Ohio State and got involved in rec sports, I decided that director of student rec is what I wanted to be. and I've kind of had my sights set on that goal for the last 10 years. So to come here and coincidentally be near my parents so they can be around their grandkids, to feel like I can finally establish some roots without looking towards the next move or where are we going next so that we can progress through the career for our family, is really made a huge impact on my life. So grateful to be here. Throughout the years, there's obviously been some people that need shout outs. Kenny Hill, J. Michael Dunn, and Brian D. Harris are three individuals during my undergrad and grad school that constantly pushed me out of my comfort zone, got me to present at conferences, held me to a really high standard, and I'm definitely indebted to them. Keith Becker took a chance, saw potential, gave me my first job at SIUE. Brian Cousins did the same for me at UIC, and Chris Myers was my undergraduate supervisor. After working with Art for about a year, I can tell, mainly because I'm standing up here in front of you guys, that he's going to push me in a similar way, so I look forward to continuing that relationship as well. Looking forward, pay it forward is kind of my motto, so I've been fortunate. There's a lot of people that have looked out for me, that have taken chances on me, that have provided opportunities, and I'm a firm believer that very rarely in life are you given the opportunity to pay those people back. So for me, the focus is to pay it forward, to impact as many student lives as possible. Along with that, obviously, comes my family and my kids. So focusing on taking care of them and creating opportunities for them as well is where I'm at right now in my life. So thanks for your time. That's the story. I'm sticking to it.